it's easier there. So, you know, sometimes easy ain't, what's the saying?
Easy never gets results.
Easy never gets results. So I'm just gonna rough it in NYC until I'm fucking famous or something.
Cool. Okay, Rob de Savage Hall asks, what brought you into powerlifting and made you unafraid to have muscle and be strong? Rob lifted an animal cage this year.
Oh, sweet.
What brought me into powerlifting? Well, what brought me into powerlifting and then what made me unafraid to have muscle and be strong are kind of different. What brought me into powerlifting was the attraction of the sport where it didn't matter what I looked like and I could finally stop trying to be skinny for once in my life. That is 100% why why I chose powerlifting. Whenever my coach was like, I had like a woman like helping me prep for bodybuilding, and she said, well, okay, well either here's the diet plan and your cardio regime, or you could stay where you are, or maybe even get a little bit bigger and be a powerlifter. I was like, okay, options B is sounding pretty fucking good right now. So definitely props to all the bodybuilders and figure competitors and all those.
It's too hard.
It's too fucking hard. Yeah, like this is a much better life for me. What made me unafraid to have muscle and be strong? Oh, there's a cat fight going on down there. I was just surrounded by the strongest women in the world, literally, whenever I first got into powerlifting. So, yeah, I think that just kind of says it all.
Yeah.
I don't know, more explanation needed. Yeah.
I had a kind of transition from like one thing to the next. So I started with CrossFit and then moved on. I even tried bikini and then just really fell in love with squatting first. I just liked squatting and I liked seeing my numbers get bigger. It just became something that I enjoyed doing. So my body changed as a result of it, and I was okay with that because the hobby and the hobby was more important than how my body looked, to be honest. So I didn't really give a shit how I looked. I just knew that I was happy doing squatting. I did small love and I was really happy doing it. So, because I got strong as fuck. So I was like, sweet, man, like, let's keep doing this. So it didn't really, I didn't have a moment where I decided like, oh, I'm going to have muscles and be, like, change my body. It just happened. And of course now it's changed the way I like view the perfect body. So yeah.
Cool. Any pointers? This is from Devin Paul, or Devin Trestrong. Any pointers on keeping motivation for both training and career goals? Keeping motivation for training for me is, I think about, all of my entire team. I always think about the girls because I'm like their mama cat. And they're my litter, all the kittens. Everybody, all the girls in my pack have a cat name. And cat spelled with 2 T's. And so I'm like I'm the one that they look up to. I'm the one, like, they're watching what I do. So if I don't want to train, and a lot of the time, like, I don't do all of the accessories, that they're all doing. And I really feel like shit when I don't. And so it definitely is a good motivator. Every night I spend hours watching their training videos, seeing the hours that they're putting in. Yeah. And that definitely motivates the fuck out of me to at least be doing what they're doing. I'm their coach. Like, I need to lead by example. And if they're doing it, I need to be doing it. And it's not easy work, this shit I program, it's fucking hard work. So yeah, I know that they're all watching. And actually recently also, I've been getting a lot of motivation from the men's pack. I've been a lot more getting like closer to the guys. Like, haven't really posted my own training videos in the pack. I have a group for the men, a group for the women. I don't usually post my own training videos just kind of because I get caught up in the motions and just doing like watching their videos, commenting, but I'm still taking videos. And anyway, so I've been posting a lot more in the men's pack recently because there's some really good competition in there and some really fucking strong guys, like guys pulling in the 7s, squatting in the 7s raw, going head to head. And there's like a lot of guys that are close in numbers going head to head, and they're always like texting me like, hey, like, give me a number to hit today.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, hang on, let me see what he hit. 5 pounds more. So that's been really motivating, and they've been like super encouraging, even though like I'm nowhere, close to their numbers, obviously.
Yet.
But yeah, right. They've been really supportive and just kind of also like keeping me honest with my lifts and calling me out on my shit. So it's really good. And then pointers on keeping motivated for career goals. Well, I mean, 2 years ago, like I had nothing. And I've worked really hard to have like my life set up the way it is. And I never want to have to rely on a man ever again in my life. I never want to have to rely on, on a man, I guess, period. So that really pushes me every day to work really hard to make sure that like I'll be able to, take care of myself for the rest of my life. I don't have like a pension or anything set up. I don't have like, somebody like a man that I can use as a pension,
Right.
and I never want that, I lived like that for a long time and I never want to live like that again. I always want to, I never like, it's been quite a long time now. Well, I mean, it's been like at least a year where like money is not something that I think about because I don't have to stress about that anymore. And
feeling.
Yeah, it's really fucking good feeling. Like, I know like, kind of what's in my bank account, but I never have to worry about like, and that's what like that feeling is of like, whenever I'm stressed out about other shit in my life, like, I'm like, I always am grateful that that's not one of the things that's stressing me out. And I'm like, fuck.
You're not afraid of overdrafting or anything.
Yeah, because that was a big fear, like a big stressor at one point in my life. So that really keeps me motivated to work super hard and to build this Empire California Elite Training Center as fucking the best.
The sickest gym.
Yeah, the sickest fucking gym. Yeah. The best training center. And what about you?
For training, it's kind of similar. Like now I've kind of built Megsquats into being a thing where people are telling me like, yeah, you got me back into powerlifting or you got me into powerlifting. So also I just have fun training. That's one thing that I talk about a lot on my channel is like, whatever you're going to do, keep it sustainable, make it something that you can continue doing. And whether that be, going outside for walks, that's going to be better than not going out for walks. And like if you're enjoying doing that, then like just find what's going to make you happy. So my motivation for training comes from like just the fact that I like being in the gym. Like I truly love this shit. And career goals, actually my boyfriend is a snowboarder, and I would really love to like keep building up what I can do so that he can focus on that and maybe compete in the Olympics. He's a snowboard racer, so I think that's something.
No idea.
Yeah,
he's a snowboard.
Oh yeah, he's a he does giant slalom and slalom.
Wow.
Snowboard racing. It's really cool. But yeah, I think that's something that lately has been really exciting, like conversation that I've been opening up. Right now he works like crazy, so I'm trying to be his sugar mama. And I'm trying to create something so that we can have a sustainable business for our future. So it'd be cool if I could do that and he could jump in and be like a partner in that. Right now he makes too much money for me to for me to fill that in, but I think it'd be cool for like me as an athlete too to see someone train for like the ultimate competition, which would be the Olympics. Like that'd be really fucking cool. And he's been really supportive of everything that I've done, and I think I owe it to him, or it would make me happy to like be able to support his dreams as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Now we've got a question from Dory May. Why did you choose powerlifting? But for me, I touched on it earlier, basically because of the no cardio.
For me, it was just what was most fun, and I realized that I could be a little bit competitive in USAPL. So yeah, it's being good at something is also very fun. So it just kept being fun for me and hasn't stopped.
We've got Eric Whitfield. Are most men intimidated by your independence? Well, I mean, if a guy was intimidated, I don't think he would tell you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are you?
Yeah, I think I'm sure they exist, but those people aren't going to be hanging out in powerlifting gyms like looking for
Right.
badass chicks like us. So I have never met one yet, and if I did, he wouldn't really explain that.
Oh shit.
Damn, son.
Okay, we're gonna have to make this a two-part.
Yeah, let's do a 2-part video.
Okay, Lemony Pledge asks, can you post a video where you say the word kitties?
Kitties?
Kitties.
Kitties.
I act like that
kitties,
all the
kitties,
time
kitties,
in real
kitties.
life. All the time.
A cat.
I act like a cat all the time. Like if you're a person that's really close to me, yeah.
You have a cat name.
I act like a cat all the fucking time, more than I act like a woman, probably.
PMS, we already answered that one.
Yeah. Most embarrassing thing that has happened to you in the gym? That was like the first fucking question somebody asked. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah. For me, it's like when I was a beginner and I didn't know, like, I was too weak to really hold a barbell. And like, you kind of feel awkward and like weird that you don't know what you're doing. Which you just get over it. Like, you have to kind of get through that. I think everything that you start new, like, you're going to be the one that sucks for a little period of time. Just get through it and then you'll be a fucking badass in no time. So that's probably just not one specific moment, but a couple times where it's just like you're probably doing a few things wrong and you know it because you're like, man, I fucking suck at this. You have like the safety squat bar and you're squatting it the wrong way or something stupid.
Yeah.
The pins are like behind you.
I've done that. I still do that all the time. I still don't know how the fucking thing, which way it faces.
Yeah, because then you have to switch it over and you're like, shit, man, this is too hard.
Yeah, like I remember putting chalk on my legs instead of baby powder.
Classic.
Totally did that shit. Okay, that's a good question. Desbro Nick, what do you find more impressive? Absolute strength, so biggest number regardless of body weight, or relative, like pound for pound? Obviously, both are really incredible to watch, but if you had to choose, I think pound for pound is more impressive because I've really been around both worlds. I've been around like the multiply guys, you know, like, and one of the easiest ways to get stronger is by getting bigger. But now I've been around, you know, the strongest people pound for pound. And at my meet, I wanted to give away, we're giving away $5,000 to the best male raw lifter and $5,000 to the best male multiply lifter. We're giving away some cash to women also, don't worry. But it's not like a huge women's meet payout, and that's okay. But I wanted to give it away on pound for pound, so no coefficient, just total divided by body weight.
Oh, wow, cool.
But yeah, apparently there's a rule in the RPS where you can't do that. It has to be, you know, Schwartz or some shit, or Malone, or
okay.
There's one for men and one for women.
And they're those are different than like raw coefficients, right?
No, it's not different than raw coefficients. They're the same, but they do favor the heavier body weight lifters.
Okay, I see.
And because once I was at the Westside Pro Invitational, this was 2013, I believe, I pulled the biggest pound for pound deadlift out of all the women, and I thought I would be getting paid, but then they're like, Laura Phelps pulls up her calculator because another girl went to get the check. I'm like, what the fuck? Mine was bigger. Like, she weighed more than me. But because of the formula,
oh dang,
yeah, I like pulled over 3 times body weight, and she didn't pull 3 times body weight. And I'm like, you know what? If I ever have a meet, I'm gonna give away the cash based on pound for pound. And I wasn't able to this time because I chose to, you know, use that federation. But who knows in the future? So I think pound for pound is pretty impressive right now.
For me, it's always fun to watch someone lift the most. But also as a woman, obviously most of the time that's going to be a man. So it's hard to relate to. So when I can see a guy who's small and he's lifting numbers that are comparable to like some of the bigger guys, I think that's really cool to watch. And I mean, most of the time when you know a lifter, like no matter what they do, it's gonna be fucking tight. And I know a lot of small people and a lot of women who are just super, super strong. So I don't know, but it's also not called the world's strongest, relatively strongest man. You know, people like to watch people like to watch strong man because they're pulling trucks and like they're the strongest they're lifting the most out of anyone. So I go back and forth, but it's always more exciting to like be in the cage and like watch the cage and see like people just doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
But,
that was a fucking cool experience. I got to lift in the cage this year.
Yeah.
Man, I've never experienced any kind of adrenaline. And at any big meet that I've been to, nothing compared to that feeling. Wow.
That's cool. That's cool.
So Deadlifts on Instagram asks, I can't squat heavy. I get pain in my knees and lower back. Is high volume, lighter weight a good way to start? Well, I would say no. If you're getting pain in your knees and your lower back, you're probably, you probably have really shitty form. And yeah, maybe a good way to practice good form would be higher volume, lighter weight. But for me, when something's fucked up on me, volume will really irritate it. So I would just say, speak to a professional and get a coach if you don't have one. It sounds like you don't have a coach. So definitely, I think that would be a good investment. This one stood out. Ever thought about going into professional wrestling? And if so, what would your characters' names and finisher?
So like
when you... Why don't you tell us about your little...
story time. So I actually was scouted by the WWE like 2 years ago when I was like I just finished bikini, so probably like 2.5 years ago, something like that. And I went to Orlando to the WWE training center, and I had a tryout. I did a couple of like sessions of training where I learned to take bumps and learned to do a couple of like flip bumps and stuff like that. And I thought I did quite well on the physical part. The monologue, even though I had there's 2 days of like physical training, and just to assess like how well you'll be and how you can take bumps, and if you're for girls, really it's just to see that you're not a pussy. Because when you take a bump, the floor is not soft. People think that the mat is like a soft mat, but it's not at all. It's a hard wood floor, and you can...
Interesting.
Yeah, you can. It's not as hard as some other mats that you get like for people who compete in like the indie wrestling scene, which is like crazy. That's like actually floorboards. But the WWE mat is obviously like probably the best, as good of a mat as you can get. The first 2 days were just kind of doing drills and like assessing your like physical ability and coordination mostly. There's some girls who just like weren't coordinated at all, which obviously you need that. And then the second part was giving a monologue, kind of like your promo, because it is sports entertainment. So it's like you have to have a character and you have to be able to talk on the mic and what have you. When I had this tryout, it was when they signed Zara Schreiber, who ended up being Seth Rollins' girlfriend, and also Gianna Daddio is the other girl's name, who is now, I think her wrestling name is Liz Morgan. So they're in NXT and they're doing quite well. Well, actually, one of them is in NXT. The other one got fired from the WWE, Zara Schreiber did, for some drama. But it was a cool experience. I like doing the WWE, if anyone's ever interested in like pursuing that. They are an extremely, extremely, extremely strict and conservative business. You can like not be, I would not be able to do what I'm doing now, I don't think. The girl who got fired ended up ultimately getting fired over something that she had posted on Instagram like years and years and years before she even thought about signing with them. It had to do with a swastika. It just had like something that she posted was involved, like had a swastika somewhere on it. I don't think she hates Jews or anything or is a Nazi, but yeah, someone like dug and found that because of like drama that she was involved in. So I digress, but like I said, I don't think I'd be able to share what I share on the internet if I were with them, and I wouldn't have the time to do what I do. So I'm kind of glad, it would be cool to be a wrestler, but I think the path that I'm taking now is a little bit more fulfilling because I can share my thoughts more than I would be able to if I were in that position. Yeah, that's my wrestling story.
Very cool. I'm not going to bother answering that question because I can't top that story. How many carbs should I be taking in before and after lifting or conditioning? I don't know anything about nutrition except for what works for me, so I'm going to leave that up to you. You know.
I would consume most of your carbs before, during, after your workouts. Probably during might be the most important, and then the other two are just as important. Like, you know, you need to be energized for your workout and also recover. So I usually eat lower carbs in the morning, and then I train on weekdays. I train at night, so I'll eat most of my carbs. I have like a pretty much sugar shake during my workout. So I drink, like, you can drink like Gatorade or something. That's something that I've been doing recently just to get me through the workout, intra-workout. And then I eat carbs after and before. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's all the questions. Thank you guys for asking questions. And I'll continue doing Q&As every couple weeks. So, or maybe every couple months. So just post your questions in the comments down below. Like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So, and for sure go follow her. Obviously, you guys already do, obviously.
No. Yeah, if you don't know me, I'm Megsquats. Check out my channel. I'm a raw powerlifter. And
IPF powerlifter.
And I just did a bunch of videos with this one over here. So if you love her, then come on over. Yeah, thanks.
All right, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Cool.
Yes.
Bless.